Hey, welcome to the first edition of the SA Crypto Market Analysis of 2020. I'm James Preston.
And I'm Graham Tennant.
And this is the SA Crypto Market Analysis. Graham, very exciting times.
Yes.
Welcome to 2020. Happy New Year.
Yeah, likewise.
It's looking good on the chart. We'll get to that shortly. Firstly, this edition proudly sponsored by Huobi, and you can get $5 just for signing up. Click on the link in the YouTube channel description or in the podcast description. It'll take you to a Google form. Enter your email address there that you will use to sign up. With Huobi, we will then ensure $5 gets airdropped to you. I'll work something out very quickly. If you opened a 10x leverage with that $5 and exited at $15,000, you turn that $5 into $25. Your liquidation price, though, is going to be $7,890. So be very careful. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm just saying. But thanks to Huobi for sponsoring this edition. Now, Graham, let's get into the chart. It looks like things have reversed. Would you say so?
Yes. So it bounced nicely off that blue bar zone we've spoken about previously. And we're off to a cracking start to the year by most metrics so far.
Okay, so just take us through how we got here. I mean, we were in a bearish trend for most of 2019. Well, yes. From middle of 2019 right the way up to this point.
Yes.
I mean, we looked like we hit the bottom here back in 2018.
Yes.
How did we get to where we are today?
Yeah, so let's do a very short recap of 2019. I mean, we really were in the doldrums at the start of the year. We then broke up really strongly at the end of March, and then it was bull run all the way for the next couple months, where we peaked out close to $14,000. And that's obviously when everyone was getting excited. But since then, the second half of the year, we had this long, protracted downward leg within this channel. So those two purple lines are showing you that channel that we've been in so far. And yeah, I'm glad to say that it looks like this blue bar zone has signaled the bottom or the end of that downward channel, because we've now not only have we bounced off the bottom of that, or rather the top of that support zone, but we've now even broken out of this channel, which seems like a fairly clean break. So signs are pointing that we should be turning out of this bearish downward leg, and yeah, I think the bull is potentially back.
Now, you were very confident about this buy zone, and granted it wasn't an exact science. You were perhaps hoping for some more buy opportunities a little bit deeper into this blue zone. But I mean, for the most part, Graham, you must be pretty happy. This zone has stood the test of time, and you were pretty correct.
Yeah, so yeah, this is the zone that we did identify as a high probability support, and it's acted exactly in that manner. Obviously, I would have liked to have got filled a little bit lower. I did have some buy orders there, but I'm pleased that when it did dip its toes in, that my buy orders got filled. And you can see how strong this buying was, because we didn't stick around here for long. As soon as we dipped our toes in there, we got bought up very quickly. So that shows that the buys are really strong at that level, which is a very bullish sign. And yeah, again, this has provided almost the springboard to really get us out of this bearish channel. And I'm looking for more upside continuation from here.
Now, before we get into how traders could have spotted this break to the upside, I actually want to change things up a bit and ask the question about potential buy orders now.
Yes.
So on the SA Crypto WhatsApp group, which is unfortunately full at the moment, if you want to join, you have to join a waiting list. It's completely maxed out. But on the group, guys have been asking, where should they set buy orders for the coming week? Are we going to get a pullback a little bit further down? Should they just be buying now? What do you say?
So unfortunately, I think you've kind of missed the boat if you're looking to get in right now. It doesn't mean altogether, but you've missed your ideal entry. So now we need to be waiting for a pullback rather than buying market orders right now, because we've done really well. I think that there is a decent chance that we get a short-term pullback, but I do think it's unlikely that we're going to fall back into this channel. Obviously, there's an outside chance, but I think the odds are pretty well in our favor that we're now out of this this bearish channel, and I doubt we're going to go back there. So if we get a pullback to the 8,100 level, I think that's a nice level to be getting filled at if the market does pull back to that level. Otherwise, you can look to buy if we have breakouts of further continuation patterns in this current bull leg. And we're going to go down to a smaller time frame where I can show you those exact levels that I'm looking at.
Okay. How would traders have identified this breakout?
Yeah. So this is where you could have got in on a leveraged shorter term position. This blue buy zone I was pointing out, I felt was more suited to a longer term investor type of trade where you're looking to dollar cost average into the market.
Right.
Because you want to only really be entering leverage trades where you get a build-up of or contraction of volatility and then an expansion of volatility out of that, because that gives you your asymmetric payoff profiles.
Right.
So your risk is potentially a lot smaller than your reward, given the stop losses and take profits that you set up, and that's all a part of your risk management. So this was a potential short-term trade that you could have taken, and that is your head and shoulders. And if we just draw in the neckline here quickly with a horizontal line, it would have been around about this area, and a break above that neckline would have been your signal to get long. Okay, and you can get long on a leverage position. And it also, the nice thing about head and shoulders is it gives you a fairly reliable target. So if we measure the bottom of the head to the neckline and project that upwards, that gives you your target, which we've hit. So that was a beautiful trade that you could have taken a leverage position out of.
And people have sold off right up there.
Yeah, I think that's a good level to be taking profits. And again, that's probably not why you want to be entering the market right now at these levels. Because we've hit a resistance. We are a little bit overbought now, and a rest period is likely to occur, and I think that you should be looking to maybe get on a pullback. But don't be too greedy, because we are in a pretty strong bull market now. So even small pullbacks, I think, are worth looking at entering long into. So let's go into the shorter term time frame.
Okay. So the chart you made earlier today, which you've taken a screenshot of for us.
So this long line, purple line here, that's the top of our channel. Okay, so this is a 1 hour time frame, and here you can see this. We had this like bunching up level at the top of that structure, which is showing that it wants to break through. It's hitting some resistance, but we were able to overcome that resistance, and that's part of the reason that we're so bullish right now. So out of this symmetrical triangle structure, our interim target is the 8-9. Again, this is why we want to wait for a pullback, and we can see that we also almost touched that to the dollar, which is textbook technical analysis. We are getting another wind up right now, which could be a continuation pattern to break to the upside, or potentially we do have a rest period here where we come down, and this is where I would be looking to get filled at 8,300 and 8,100. Those would be where I'd be setting my buy orders at the moment.
Okay, all right. Well, Graham, that's all we've got time for today. Thanks so much. Exciting way to start of 2020.
Yeah,
it looks like the bull market is back, eh?
I think so. I mean, obviously anything can happen in crypto. It's a probabilities game, the usual story, but definitely my bullish hat is on, and hoping for a really good year for Bitcoin.
Absolutely. Well, there we go, folks. That's it for this edition of the SA Crypto Market Analysis. It was, of course, proudly sponsored by Huobi. Sign up and get yourself $5, which you can start trading with ASAP. Just fill in the Google form with the link in the YouTube description or the podcast description as well. Thanks to Huobi for their support. Graham, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, James. Till next time.
See you in the next edition. Cheers.
For now.
SA Crypto is not a registered financial advisory, and the information provided in this market analysis is for informational purposes only. Each audience member is responsible for their own financial decisions, and SA Crypto cannot be held responsible for any decisions made by those within its audience. SA Crypto strongly encourages all audience members to consult a professional and registered financial advisor before making any financial decisions.